Well, hello, good morning, people. We are going to talk about personal learning style, psychological tests. But before that, precursor. Why are we doing all this stuff? Why are we giving importance to psychological tests which are being correlated now with your personal astrological chart, for example? Why are we doing that? What is the point of this exercise? Well, for one thing, I have seen with astrologers, they tend to just predict based on the planetary arrangements without knowing what the vehicle is. What is the vehicle called a chart? The chart is actually you. You are actually the chart moving around in the day to day life. So, the point of view I come from here is with all these psychological tests, you need to take it for your children, young adults need to take it for themselves, parents, child psychologists, etc. etc. We need to bridge this gap. The reason being, if you're putting the wrong vehicle in the wrong spots, you can't expect the same results. You can't put a farm tractor in the racetrack and a Ferrari in the fields and expect the same kind of results. You see what I'm saying? You need to put the right people at the right places, starting from children, starting from our education system, which is a rot, really. Putting them through root educational systems and training them to be corporate slaves is not going to get us anywhere as a civilization. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so this is a personal learning style test, which consists of really just 12 questions, and each one you have to rank here in these boxes on a scale of 1 to 4. For example, when solving a problem, I prefer to A, B, C, D options. So which one I would take first, which one next, which one third, and which one the last option. So it's a ranking system in this particular worksheet. Downloads are in the description box. Everything is in the description box. You can look it up. I even have an astrology channel if you want to look that up. So what are we trying to understand here with personal learning style test? Well, there are 4 classifications it will give. Once you fill up this pie chart will change. And we have essentially 4 categories of evaluation, as you can see. The doer, the feeler, the observer, and the thinker. 4 different categories only. So for a child who is like a doer, this is more like children's learning style. It needs to be groomed on earlier on in life if you want to get good adult candidates later on in life who are more grounded. Okay? Schools need to take this test for their children. A doer who is better by practice, by applying concepts, and by simulations. A feeler is one who is better off understanding by personal experience, by role plays, and by group exercises. An observer is more interested in listening to lectures, having discussion groups, group discussions, and problem solving. They're good at that. These are natural inclinations. The thinker will be better off reading, will be the one asking most questions in the class, and be better at independent kind of activities. All right? That's what we are getting at. Now, astrologically speaking, the doer has more of Rahu and Mars kind of energy. It's a more physically oriented person. What's a doer like? Likes to be actively involved in the learning process. Wants to know how he or she will apply the learning in the real world. These people are pragmatic people, physical people. They like information presented very clearly and concisely. A lot of Mars energy. Something like me, I have a lot of that. On the contrary, a feeler-like person, if you wish, has more a combination of, when I say astrological combination, I mean more of natal chart only at this point. You can take the Navamsha or the D9 chart as well, if you want to say how a person is going to turn out later years, after 32, 36 years of age. The feeler is more of an aspect or conjunction of Mercury and Moon. It might be even by an exchange of the houses. For example, Mercury in Cancer or Moon in Virgo or Gemini. It can be even an exchange like that. It could be even exchange of nakshatras, but that we'll talk about later. It gets too complicated. So what's a feeler like? A feeler is a people-oriented person, child, adult, expressive, focuses on feelings and emotions. It's an integral part of us as humans. Thrives in open, unstructured learning environments because they are more of feeling type of people. More of Mercury combined with Moon, not just Mercury alone. Important to have that distinction. Even here, Rahu and Mars combined, not solitarily. Okay. Now the observer. What about the observer? What is an observer like? An observer likes to watch and listen. Very eyes kind of focus. Tends to be reserved. Will take his or her time before participating in stuff. They are very critical evaluators. Thrives on learning through discovery. So when you say eyes, astrologically speaking, first think Venus, second house. It's always the eyes which perceive. So that's Venus. And combined Venus with Mercury, aspects of exchange of houses. Venus in the houses of Gemini, Virgo, Mercury in the houses of Libra or Taurus, for example. Or even aspecting one another as planets or conjoined. They will make good observers. Because on the one hand, they are using the intellectual power of Mercury combined with the vision capabilities, which is Venus. The last one is thinker. Now, the thinker category likes reading, likes questioning, likes independent activities. What are they like? A thinker relies on logic and reasoning. These are the logical people. But likes to share ideas and concepts and analyzes and evaluates and enjoys independent work. The moment you say independent work, astrologers should know this, think Ketu. Ketu is a very independent liberalist kind of person, attitude that brings in the chart, combined with Jupiter. So aspects of Jupiter on Ketu, Ketu in Jupiter, or Jupiter in Scorpio, or Ketu either in Sagittarius or Pisces. This will make them deep thinkers. Ketu is very logical, a detached logical person. Mars, on the contrary, is a physically logical person. So there's a slight difference between Mars and Ketu there in terms of logic. This is why I have added Jupiter and Ketu combined or aspecting one another or in each other's houses, which will make for a thinker kind of a person. Okay. So use this Excel worksheet and there'll be more coming. There are a total of 18 videos in this playlist. And this will be good for teachers, counselors, psychologists, student counselors, parents. Can take this for their kids. You need an adult for evaluating such a thing, obviously. You need a sane mind. Yes. And you can see my astrological YouTube channel, which is in the description box, if you choose to go down that route and explore some more. I'll be putting more content there as well. Meanwhile, have a download of this. Download is in the description box, my Google Drive. Feel free to use. Leave your comments if you're finding something or questions if you have any. Take care. Bye-bye.